Hey everybody, Thacia here with My Legacy of Light, and in conjunction with One Love Wellness Center here in Menasha, Wisconsin, coming to you for one of my 365 days from my heart to yours. And today I'm just going to share a passage from Becoming Like God, Kabbalah and Our Ultimate Destiny. It's written by Berg. So I just opened it up to this page and I'm going to share it. So it says, the state of ego is a state of amnesia. We don't remember what we came here to do, to manifest our true nature and to become like God. Because remember, we are God. So we read something inspirational and are moved by it. Years later, we may stumble upon it by accident and realize we'd totally forgotten about it. We pray or meditate or have life-changing experiences. We feel different, then we don't. What's up? One moment we have a transformative experience and the next we're cursing the person who bumps us on the street. Why? We forget because it's our nature to forget. Years of living in a consciousness disconnected from God have piled on and covered us like a shell, to the point where our godly nature now is but a pilot light flickering in the vast darkness of the egoistic, mechanical behavior. We need to plan to follow every moment of our lives, right now, this instant, because the next instant we'll forget, and then we'll remember again. The God formula cannot be just another thing we know. It must be remembered constantly, with clarity. The assault on the ego and the process of transformative sharing must become our operating system. OS God. A drop of being is worth a pound of knowing. Being is true knowledge, because knowledge without action has limited value. We begin to act. Where ego rises up, we destroy it. When we don't feel like sharing, we share. Each action gets a little closer to the light, a little closer to becoming like God, a little further from death. And the most important truth of all is the fact that becoming like God is possible. We can do it. This is the simplest and most extraordinary truth. It is observed that we only use 4% of our brain on good days. Who knows how much of our heart and soul we're using? There's an oasis not far away. Don't forget. It says this book is a string tied around your finger. Don't forget. And every time you don't forget, it gets a little easier to remember. So we can become like God. It is possible. It says this is the simplest and most extraordinary truth. And it's the most extraordinary truth because you, the person who you are at this very moment, all of what you've been, all of what you ever will be, is your divine expression of God. So you are God. You are a creator. You are the one in this divine expression creating this reality. And so each moment we need to look at remembering who we are. We are a divine expression. We are the creator. We are that beautiful, magnificent masterpiece at every moment, and becoming the God inside, becoming your true authenticity comes from this remembrance. Continually remembering at each moment. And this was just a beautiful moment for me today. I found this book at the thrift store for like 25 cents. But it was beautiful because it helps you to be able to move forward. It helped me to see that sometimes it's okay if I forget my divine magnificence. And then I know in the next moment that I can remember and that each moment I can strive to remember and to know that there is no punishment if we don't remember. The reward comes from us, from ourselves, remembering this divine presence that is always and ever with us. We don't ever lose out. And even in our darkest hour, we are still divinely guided at every moment. So yes, this is the easiest and simplest and most extraordinary truth. That you can become like God, like the divine expression you were sent here to be, to remember. And that's all it takes, is the remembrance of who you are, of why you chose who you are. And call on your team, call on your guides, your masters, teachers, loved ones, the elementals, the fairies, the trees, everything is here to assist you. You've compiled this gigantic team of help because you are the creator of your existence. You are that divine expression. And every molecule of your being is magnificent. Everything that you are is magnificent. You just need to dust off, to remember, wipe away those cobwebs, wipe away the dust and the grime and everything that has blocked you from seeing your magnificence. It is there, and it's never left. And it will never leave you. So to become God, to become the divine expression, is ultimately just a remembrance. And to constantly remember, and to, as I've said before, integrate the ego into who you are in this divine expression. Because the ego has done things in your protection, for your survival. And now you can lovingly let go of those attachments, let go of those patterns, and thrive. And let go of that egoistic survival mode and appreciate it for keeping you in the spaces to where thought it was keeping you safe and keeping you from harm, bringing these patterns to you, all for your safety. So we don't have to shoo the ego away in a distrustful, hateful manner. We need to love it and integrate it into our wholeness, because that's the balance. And that's the divine expression, the God nature, the God operating system. That's what we're looking for. This beautiful balance of light and dark, the yin and yang, the feminine, the masculine, It all works together. Not separate. Not, great, I got rid of that ego. It's done with. I can move on. The ego is part of you and loves you just as much of every other part of your being. Is part of your heart, your mind, your whole being. The God inside you. It's finding that beautiful balance and the remembrance in each moment. And above all, the love. The eternal adoration that the entire universe has for you and who you are. This beautiful being. No matter what is going on in your life, no matter if it seems like that or not, the truth doesn't need to be believed, it just is. And the truth of the matter is that you are loved and that you are adored. And that you are the divine expression of God. So that's how you become like God, is this authentically sharing your divine expression and just being you. And being you, the one perfectly beautiful masterpiece, your divine expression at every moment. So thank you for joining me today. If you haven't, you can go ahead and subscribe if you want to. Also, in the description of the video, there are other ways that you can get a hold of me. And just know that you are loved, that I love you, and that the universe loves you. And to love yourself in every moment. In every moment we seek this remembrance of who we are, the divine expression that we are bringing to this world. So thank you for just being you. And I will see you back here tomorrow.